Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice qualifiers, as we are now in the lower bracket. We've already had 2 players qualify through from this qualifier, and now 1 more player remains. And we're going into a 1-1 situation between True and Harstem.
And let us drop some big news first. Cyril is eliminated. Nurcho took him out with a 2-1 in the lower bracket, which is very surprising. Arguably the 2 best European players, Cyril and Laser, are both out here. So they will not be directly qualifying for the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. They can go there and play from the open bracket if they want to, though.
Yes, they can. So let's get into this. It's 1-1 currently. Up to the top right-hand corner in the blue, it is True. And down to the bottom left-hand corner in the pink, we have Harstem.
And remember, the winner of this will move on to face Namshar.
Yep.
And then the winner of that will move on to face Nurcho in a qualifying match, best of 5.
Yes.
To claim our 3rd spot.
So aside from this, we have 2 more series guaranteed tonight here for the European server qualifiers. Most notably for a lot of people having tuned in at the beginning or maybe just tuning in now. We did have some Korean participation aside from True in the tournament, and all those Koreans have, unfortunately for them, fallen out of the tournament. Yeah. So they will not be able to qualify.
You know what they say, what matters is to participate. You know, like they just weren't good enough. And
oh, yeah, yeah. I want to be cut from this part of the VOD. Just Todd can remain.
You nodded, you agreed.
Yeah, maybe.
To be honest, they didn't make it. They weren't good enough. That's the end of the story.
Yeah. Even if they want to handicap themselves, that's fine. You know, they want to play. 2 queens are being produced already here for True to get things going. We don't know how the other games went, unfortunately, and what kind of builds came out from them.
I called a little bit of Harstem versus Bly game 3.
Okay.
And he went for a prism of the ramp. Like, you know, nobody goes roaches, right?
Yeah,
If you don't go for roaches, you don't have ravagers. He dropped a prism on top of his ramp and whopped in a lot of sentries, kept on force filling the ramp. Yeah, that was so sick.
That's old school.
Good old Harstem.
Wow.
Busting out the old school builds.
Nice. I want to see more of that. That's crazy.
Well, you need to be opportunistic in the StarCraft II, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's partially what we saw from Nemsha in the previous series against some things from Showtime. But
that last game was insane, by the way.
It?
Oh my God, Showtime is such a beast, and so is Namshar for really taking it to him as well. Like Showtime is he's a PvZ specialist, but Namshar really went toe-to-toe in that last game. Yeah,
both players went ham. It was a very, very fun game, that last one. I'm still kind of flabbergasted by how that one played out, but that's done. Congratulations to Showtime, obviously.
Harstem with the 3rd gateway in the main base here is going for a Phoenix to kill Overlord pretty quickly. Harstem, once upon a time, he was a lot more aggressive than nowadays. I think he's got now more faith in his macro, you know, to take a 3rd base, 4th base, and all that, take all the right steps. And we even saw that earlier in the tournament, how he was, you know, going for a mothership, going for all these air units and stuff. But sometimes it's definitely good to bust out a very aggressive build, and we see a lot of the additional gateways here right now. And with the Twilight about to finish, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Glaive starting, and just a lot of adepts pumped out for some good all aggression.
Especially if he can shut down the Overlord coming into the north of his natural, but I think it should be in range of some of those gates.
The Overlords? What did he see? Oh my God, he sees everything.
Yeah. So that gives him a good read. There's the Roach Warren on the way.
Yeah, immediately. I mean, you either need roaches or banelings ideally against this, because then it will be too many adepts for just lings and queens a lot of the time.
Extra queen production started as well as that Roach Warren. Melee upgrades on the way. 10 lings going to be produced.
Actually, True, sometimes you don't need to push him that far for him to go for the attack himself. He might be content with his 43 drones, just make a ton of units, and even go for the counter attack here. If you defend the initial wave of adepts, you know, that's very important units that Protoss is throwing at you and not doing enough and killing you.
Yeah.
You can just counter-attack, and roaches, they are the perfect transition because nobody's going to have the right units to really counter them behind this, right? Like adepts, you will need something else. You will need immortals, you will need void rays, which Harstem just wouldn't have. But the step 1 is defending this, which looks pretty scary, that Monty Python.
The Monty Python. I mean, it's definitely a Python of some sort here with them all lined up and good to go.
An adept Python.
There you go.
Shades of a snake.
Well, this is moving forwards, and you're right, this is very, very scary here, especially if he catches a lot of the units off guard before they're able to rendezvous with the rest of them. Roach is already going to die off here. The drones are evacuating.
I like the choice of cancelling the shade as well, like he stays with everything here.
Yeah.
Reinforcing here is going to be important. Harstem, in the previous time that he did this earlier in the tournament against Nerdshio, he didn't reinforce well at all. And now I'm not seeing any reinforcements going in. He's getting a robo instead and some probes, so he might be warping in at home. And not really reinforcing just yet.
Especially since I guess those shades see all of those units.
That is so many units.
Yeah, he just wants to transition away from this. Doesn't want any more of it. 48 workers to 41. Third base going down. Not too bad technically from Harstem, but he's got to be careful about the counter.
It's beautiful to pull back now, actually. And he even leaves 2 adepts behind to later go on in and kill drones, but he actually finds them. Easter egg!
Where did this pocket of drones just come from?
They just accepted their fate now. They start running. And now the counter-attack with Zerglings is just not going to be enough. And I was saying, it's very hard to have enough Immortal-wise or even getting Void Ray against Roaches, but True is so scared on his side of the map that he's been staying there. So he's been kept low on the walker count, 35 walkers to 50. And Harstem is looking great here in that third game.
Absolutely, he's looking brilliant. This is going to be a Zealot charge on the way. There's going to be 10 drones being produced here by True now. Doesn't feel like the counter can really do anything, so he's going back to droning, but he's heavily far behind. There's Ling still posturing around that 4th base location here against Harstem, but I doubt they're going to do anything against that massive force that Harstem has over there.
Yeah, the fact that he's going to charge as well, he can very easily transition into High Templars as well down the line. Just going to have to keep his walls filled here. Yeah, right now. That was a little bit scary, but I think it's going to be good for now. He can start +1 ASAP. And one thing that Harstem is really good at, and sometimes even a little too good, that has cost him game, is making probes. He usually makes a lot of probes, sometimes even too many, and he saturates his bases very, very well.
4th base on the way for True, down at the bottom now. Again, this 3-base economy here for Protoss is going to be very, very powerful. Just getting his Immortals extra, +1 weapons coming down. Against Roaches. When you're making Immortals against Roaches, you've got to be quite content with that.
Yeah, it's not that many just yet, but as the numbers start adding up, nice catch here on a lot of the Zerglings.
Yeah.
I mean, True will have no tech here. I'm not sure what he's supposed to tech to at all. Maybe drop a Hydra then and somehow try to, you know, bake it to lurkers. But I feel like an attack should come before that, especially out of somebody like Harstem, who's not on the passive side of playing Protoss. He loves to attack, especially if he's ahead and he feels like there is the right timing in there to throw at his opponent. We see the Prism on the way now, which is another strong indicator he wants to be on the offensive.
Especially if he's got a lot of gas banking up now as well. With that Templar Archives just finishing up, he can get himself a lot of High Templars, thus a lot of Archons. Whoa, but he's just moving straight in against this 3rd base location.
Thought about attacking the hatchery for a second, but then he realizes he would be losing a lot of units if he actually did that. So he starts on pulling back.
I don't think he needs to be that overly aggressive in that location just yet. Storm's on the way.
He's forcing more units right now out of True, and he knows it. He's keeping True low on the walker count. And it's such a right move as well to go for Storm behind this, because if he reaches Storm... Oh my god, I just realized the lair hadn't started this whole time. Oh my god.
What?
True has no Glare reconstitution, so the prospect of moving out with his Roaches doesn't even exist right now. Like, they will take forever to get across the map.
I like how the whole
9 minutes!
Yeah, that's
sometimes
insane.
like people have a hive on the way at this time.
Yeah.
He just started his lair.
There was also the prospect he was saying like, well, what's he going to transition to? He's going to have Hydralisk Den or something like that. No, he didn't even have a layer. Oh
my
god.
I mean, True does have that. The only one thing that somehow he's salvaged out of this game is that he has +1 melee and +1 missile, but that's it. That's right about it.
That's looking on the bright side of life, Todd. Oh.
That's like trying to find a sliver of hope somewhere in there.
Yeah. This is...
when Lair isn't finished yet and will finish same time as Storm usually.
When
something has gone right for the Protoss.
When Lair isn't finished and True's almost maxed out. Just... He's at 192 supply. Oh, was for a moment there. Baneling starts, clear Constitution on the way.
Yeah, I think True's going to have to go for broke here if he wants to somehow win this.
The thing is, though, I don't think Harstem realized that Lair was done so late. So he's being a little bit more apprehensive about moving out.
It's not really that relevant. Like Harstem, he has the information that he wants, which is that True is low on econ. When a Zerg is low on econ, he's never going to be able to go for a hive quickly. And then if you just maxed out and you have a lot of High Templars, your army should steamroll whatever Zerg has to offer. And right now, that's what he knows.
So he's going to get over there and see Lings, Roaches, Ravagers against this army that he has available.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, with some Banelings, I suppose, probably in the mix, but that's a big Ling run by. True knows he has to buy quite a bit of time here, as he would get steamrolled against that full army. Unless everything crashes into Banelings and they get to the juicy center of that army, but it's doubtful.
The shield batteries are great to have on that third base. Spot Harstem a lot of time, didn't really lose anything there. Doing some counter aggression here with some Zealot Warping and some Adepts.
Get it.
Prism!
It's gone.
Come on, you're better than these, bro.
No dephasing, unfortunately for you. But here comes the Archons push once again. This army is so powerful and it's greeted by just Lings.
Yeah, some ambitious Lings right there, engaging into Archons.
Oh.
With that army behind them.
He's countering. He's going for the counter. He knows
What's
he can't
the weather
fight.
forecast say, Kylaris?
Well, it's going to be very stormy very soon if he's not careful. But again, it's all about the counter. True knows he can't take this fight up to the top, so his entire army is moving.
Even if this was a real threat, Harstem can recall.
Yeah.
In a base trade, Harstem doesn't lose. He's got more firepower. He's got Immortals. He's got a lot of charge rods. So True will try to somehow go for broke and force a base trade to even the game out.
It's ridiculous at the moment. There's two Oracles on the right-hand side trying to focus down as many units as possible to anything. Mainly.
It's worked!
Wow. Got a lot of workers. But overall, still, this army is formidable at the front. Army supply technically even, but the quality of the army for Harstem is just massive.
The Oracles goes down here to close his Bile. Harstem still on the offense here with all the Immortals and Archons that he could build up on the other side of the map. Warping in more and more Archons now. He lost a lot of probes, but he's still only 5 walkers behind. And I think he might move up that ramp here in a second and have the force field capability here ready to land behind.
You go up here, you kill all the tech.
There are Ravagers though.
Where are they?
He's morphing a bunch right now at 5, I think I saw in the production tab. Yeah, he can break the force field, but I mean, do you want to run into this into this Monty Python of Immortals?
Why have you even got this from, this Monty Python?
They're in a straight line.
Monty Python was a TV show.
Yeah, but isn't that like a straight line thing also?
I don't think so.
Really?
Maybe. Maybe I'm...
Oh, never mind.
Are you educating me about English at this point? I'm confused. I'm going to have to look this up afterwards. But yeah, it's looking very difficult for True now.
Yeah, the income absolutely in shambles here for both players for a moment, but I think it's slightly superior for Harstem right now, especially gas-wise. True has 6 gas, and his gas income is not moving at all right now. So all he can make is Links, which against Charge Lords, Archons, High Templars is basically the worst unit in the game.
This is a sorry state of affairs, isn't it? Just trying to kill off 5 Phoenix with corrosive piles only. Yeah, this happened.
They are ravaging everything.
They really are. Where are the Ravagers? The ravaging Ravagers.
Dodge!
Well, that was also a sad state of affairs. Does one of them have full energy if you don't see
my
it?
God!
What is going on?
Not like this!
True. Go out with dignity and valor. Well, Harstem's just reapplying all of his army to it. Down at the left. Surely you can just kill everything with those Immortals alone.
Yeah. You can't underestimate a Zerg army like this, you know, like maybe he's missing a bunch of Banes, a bunch of Links, he attacks, you misread it wrong, and also keep in mind, whoever loses here is out. Whoever wins still has a shot.
They're coming back. The terrors of the sky.
Remember, the winner faces Nurtio in a best of 3, and then the winner of that would face Namshar in a best of 5.
Isn't it the other way around? Namshar the best of 3 and then Nurtio a best of 5.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there you go. They both start with N. I'll let you off. All good. That's a lot of Lings in production. So you're kind of right about what you were saying before, which is, you know, you never know if there's going to be a ton of Lings to kind of wrap around on those Immortals. There's lots of... oh god, there's so many storms as well, though.
His army is just so powerful.
Yeah.
True's going to have to spray paint his face silver and scream for Valhalla before moving right in there.
He's going to have to try something like that, yes. Those Lings on the left-hand side might want to come for the wraparound on this, but even still, so many storms available. It's going for the counter-attack again, Todd.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to try something, right?
Yeah.
Like he's looking at his army, he's like, I can't beat that. I need to go for the counter-attack. I like that he keeps the Ravagers on his side of the map, because he's just going to be able to spam Bile, but
Probes of the wall.
these are a lot of Links
Probes on the wall!
Not having the easiest time here getting in.
Ling's on here, gonna get killed and mullered off by cannons. Phoenix coming back. This is, what an odd game this has been.
Just on the fourth base, but on the other side, Harstem.
The wrecking crew.
Powering through.
Yeah. Oof. What a bizarre game, but it will end soon by the looks of things. All of these zealots survived with 1 health, and now these roaches and lings are gonna have to run away.
Look at it.
Strong army. Pew, pew, pew. The supply, as Harstem here is going to be able to push on against this 100 armies to play against 30. That's a lot of immortals. True is all but done here. There's even still a lot of high Templar energy on that one over there. Lings are going to go for another counter-attack. And for True, that's been the entire story of this game. We alluded to it before. We didn't even allude to it, we just mentioned it before. The fact that that layer was so late in the game.
Yeah. There's almost something ironic about playing for Team Slicestone Gaming.
There you go.
And losing to this army, but Harstem will move on to the next round and stay alive.
Yeah.
Just now 2 series wins away from qualifying for the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice.
Yeah, that's right. And that means he now goes up against Namsha in that best of 3. And then after that, best of 5 against Nurcio. So Nurcio is potentially 1 game away from qualifying for Katowice. It's a long trip from Poznan, I know, but...
he lives in Poznan?
Yeah.
Damn, you're so educated. All those trips to Poland.
There you go.
What's next? You're going to get elected as a governor for one of the districts?
Well, I know that the, you know, a regular at the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice is the mayor of Katowice, but I'm going to next year be running for his spot, so be waving that little Polish flag, and who knows?
I hope he's not watching.
Let's take a look at the bracket and see exactly what's going on so far. As you can see, Showtime and New Thermal qualified through the winners bracket. That crazy series of Thermal against Earl, and of course that last game of Showtime and Namsha. Some real highlights here of the upper bracket. Going down to the lower bracket, as you can see, Harstem versus Namsha is our next match, and the winner of that goes up against Nurcio.
Damn, Namsha with a hell of a performance here these tournaments.
Yeah.
If he was to take out Harstem here, he goes up against Nurcio in a ZvZ, which he showed already that he's really good at by beating Elaser.
Yeah.
All the lag, though, Nurcio did beat Elaser as well.
That's true. Yes, he did. All right. So that does it for us for now. We're going to go to a short break. When we return, we have 2 more series to go. And, of course, Namsha will go up against Harstem in that first one in a best of 3.